Oh, hello everybody, it's me, that guy that needs to change his name to be shorter. That's so stupid. Today, well, actually a few days ago, whoa, we reached 10K. That's crazy. Oh, big thank you to all the gamers that watched. So this video is gonna be a little different. I read a comment just a while ago where it's like, oh, can you do a tutorial on this fucking hair? It's like, okay, why not? So I'll just do it now. I think that'd be all right. And if other people want to use it, great, cool, awesome sauce. So before anything, Adobe Creative Suite. That's what I use. So if you don't have that, there's probably other ways to get like Photoshop and Animate/Flash. However, I don't know how those work. So if you have older versions of Photoshop and Adobe Flash/Animate, can't really help you. This is just how I use it, and this is my process with the newer stuff. So if you have the newer stuff, cool, this will be easy for you. If you don't, I can't help you. This is just how I do it. Anyways, so the first thing you want to do when creating the fucking pattern for the hair is you want to create something, just create something new. Wow, okay, this is the third fucking attempt I try this. This is really starting to piss me off. Okay, so here's this nice little hair pattern here. And how do we get to that point? Well, it's simple. First, when you create a new project in Photoshop, the first thing you want to do is you want to make something that's pretty even. You want to make something that's even-sided. You can make it a box, a rectangle, whatever. So long as it's even-sided, it works out. So you can do a 720 by 1280, but I personally like doing something that's a square. So 480 by 480 pixels is not a bad idea. Once you're done with that, you get a little square like this. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to go into the color fills, and you want to pick two colors that you want to use for the pattern. What I use is a nice light purple, because, in Omori, there's a lot of purples in that game, and it looks really nice. And then black as just kind of like a good color that mixes in with it. Once you're done with that, you go into filters. You go into filters, render, fiber. Once you hit fiber, you should get this screen around here. Now you can play around with this and try to get to a point where you like it. I usually go for something that kind of looks like this, just because it looks kind of like hair. But you can test and play around with it, because the next part, once you make something like this, once you press OK and the fibers are all set down, you go into your filters up here, filter gallery, and then you go over here. What I personally like using is angled strokes. It just gives it kind of like that hand-drawn feel, and it looks a little bit nicer. This is usually good for me. You can try other ways. Cross-hatching is not a bad idea. Splatter, sprayed strokes is not bad. But overall, angle strokes for me works the best for what I'm trying to do with it. Once you get that, you can blur it or not if you want. Because when I blur this one, it kind of looks like this. And it doesn't look terrible, but you don't need to do that. The most important thing that you need to do, though, is the last step for this Photoshop thing. So you go into filter, you go into other, and you go into offset. Now when you offset it, you offset by half of the number of the horizontal and vertical axis. This is 40 by 40, so you want to cut that in half. So it's 240 by 240. You can either put plus or minus, it really doesn't matter, because in the end it's going to look like this. There's like that little cross section there. When that happens, you want to click on the clone stamp tool. You click on that. I say get a relatively bigger brush. 42 pixels is not bad, because once you work in there and press Alt in like an area where you get enough space to draw, and then click on it, and then click on the cross section. Now you can actually start removing that little cross pattern, and it's starting to look a little bit more, seamless. Bada bing. You can definitely work on it to make it look a little bit better. I'm just kind of doing it to, do it faster. And that's how it looks. So if you were to offset it one more time again by 240, look at that. Nothing really changes. It stays the same, practically. So now, once we're done with that, you can do one thing if you animate with Photoshop, which is make this a pattern, or define this as a pattern and then use it as like pattern fill. But I don't use Photoshop for animation. What I use for animating is Adobe Animate. So once you're done with this pattern, you want to save this as a PNG. There's a very good reason why you have to save it as a PNG, and I'll tell you in a moment. So now we have an animate file. Woo, yeah, woo. All right, so now what you want to do is you want to file and you want to import, and you want to import it to the library, and you want to import the little fucking hair tutorial thing, whatever you called it, doesn't matter. So now it's in your library. Cool, wow. Now the reason why you want to save it as a PNG is because for some reason, when I accidentally found this out like a few months ago, if you go into your fill colors over here and you go down to swatches and down to where the gradients are, at the very end, it's a fill. Oh, wow. I don't know why exactly they allow that, but it's a cool thing. So when it's a fill color, you can do one of two things. You can either use like a brush and draw it out. It'll look red first, but once you let go or stop drawing on your tablet, whatever you do, it immediately turns into that fill. That color is now the fill color. And now let's draw. Let's see, let's just draw like a cool dude. We'll call this guy Coolio. He's a very wholesome boy too. So now, once you're done with like a drawing like this, you want to fill in like, I don't know, his shirt or whatever, make sure all the gaps are closed. You click on that fill color, you press the paint bucket tool, and then you just fill an area, and that's basically it. It fills that area. Bada bing. And you can play with it around more and more, so you can get like the fill that you actually want. You can make it bigger, smaller, so it's not as like grainy as this. But that is the basic gist of how I make that hair color fill. And if you enjoy that, cool. If you learned something, cool. Work on it, play around with it, make something really interesting, whatever. Now here's a cool sneak peek. I've been working Blender a little bit, not too much, just enough where I just made a nice little background. And as you see, it's like, oh, whoa, what is this? Oh, it could be anything. Oh, it looks gray and shitty. But if you click on this, what is this? Viewport Shading. Whoa! This is gonna be one of the next videos. It's definitely something that I'm still working on, but this is, I think, is all right. As you can see, it's nice little Humphrey. Look at him, the internal Humphrey. It's gross. And they do a little jig too, just nice little bounce. So expect to see a little bit more Blender in the future for some of the Amori stuff. I'm still working on just animating whatever. But yeah, that's about it. I hope you liked the tutorial. I'm not a professional. Please leave me a whole bunch of disrespectful comments down below. Talk shit about my mom. That'd be kind of funny. Yeah, and thanks for 10,000. That's fucking. That's pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. I didn't think I'd be able to make 10,000 this soon. I was thinking maybe in like when I was like 30 or something. I guess I'll just ask, just like, oh yeah, like this video, like all the other videos. Subscribe, please subscribe, fucking please. And share this, please. I don't think I do enough self-promotion, which I think is a problem with me, myself, and I have been very slowly, just throwing stuff out on Twitter. But Twitter absolutely fucking scares me. So I only post like very specific with what I post. I think I've only posted like 2 or 3 of the Amori videos, and I really don't want to like share any of the other ones because I feel like as soon as I do, someone's gonna fucking start a campaign, stab me or something like that. I don't know. Twitter's fucking stupid. I don't know. Anything could happen. Twitter's that fucking garbanzo beans. So if you guys could share for me, that would be delightful. Like, wow. But anyways, yeah, that's it. Big thanks. Here's I don't know, a little thing. Add some confetti. Add some like sound effects. I don't know.
Happy Easter, Xbox.
Okay, bye.
Lo que te inspiró a hacer animaciones, tu mamá.